Welcome back to my blog. I wish it was a weekly blog, but it's been a while since I've shot one of these as we haven't been in session. We spent 5 days working at the Capitol, expecting to have everything finished up, no hitches on this, conclude business on Monday of this week, and pass the revisions to the tort reform bill that was thrown out by the Supreme Court, legislation that was passed in 2009. That was broken into about 31 different bills. Not all those 31 bills were heard, so we saw probably in the high 20s of things that were modified and will now go into law upon the signature of the governor. This last week, one of the major things that we tried to pursue to add on to that special session call beyond tort reform was to look at storm shelters and school safety measures. And I had language that's been drafted that would like to change the Constitution to allow the state to issue a $500 million bond issue to help schools afford the cost of building new storm shelters and upgrading for security standards. The majority decided not to add that onto the call. By a vote of 57 to 26, that failed. 57 Republicans voted to table the consideration of that. 24 Democrats and 2 Republicans voted to allow that to be considered, which would have allowed the legislature to discuss that issue. So now we're going to pursue it through an initiative petition process. We will have these petitions ready to go probably here in a couple of weeks and try and get these circulated. We'll have to get 160,000 signatures of Oklahomans, registered voters, to sign this petition to get this constitutional amendment on the ballot. Once those signatures are completed, then it will be filed with the Secretary of State. The governor will set the date for the election. The Supreme Court will look at it, make sure that everything is legit in the petition process and the language. And the governor, when she sets that date for the election, then Oklahomans will get to decide if we want to do a $500 million bond issue for school safety, storm shelter assistance for our local schools. A lot of people have said that we should rely on the local schools to do this funding themselves. But so many of our school districts are poor. They're trying to meet the needs of having enough class space for students. And I simply feel we can pass that on to them and expect them to cover that. If we're going to mandate our kids are in school, I think the state should put up that assistance for public safety and for that security standard and make sure these students are protected. Above that, I also think it's kind of like an insurance policy. You also hope that you will never have to use your insurance policy for some harm, but there's a reason you have that insurance policy, and it's in case something bad happens. And in this instance, if another tornado comes through and hits a school during school hours, I would think that school would want to have that insurance policy in place and have those students, the faculty and staff protected as best they can. Look forward to hearing from you on these ideas. Drop me a note at the office, catch me at the coffee shop, just give me a call. Hope I'm doing a good job representing your views. It's going to be a long fall collecting signatures. If you're interested, be sure and drop me an email. Thanks a lot and look forward to visiting with you soon.